A new Level 1 Synchro along with a new archetype looms onto the horizon. New Lost Art 2021 promos have been announced by Konami, with a reprint of a very popular card. These Lost Art promos are causing a little bit of Twitter outrage. Lastly, a new Link Charmer has been announced. All of this here, now, on AkemiTCG News. Welcome to AkemiTCG News. I am your host Akemi, providing you with the latest to-the-point Yu-Gi-Oh! News. The date is January 14th, 2021. The OCG has just announced a new Level 1 Synchro that has confused many people, because usually Synchros include a tuner and a non-tuner and you add up their levels together. So this is a pseudo new mechanic for a lot of people. This Synchro is called Bharati Polari and is part of the new archetype involving transforming space bears, based on the Big Dipper and the North Star. As for the card, it's a level 1 water beast synchro effect monster, attack 700, defense 1000. First line of text says this card cannot be synchro summoned. It must be special summoned from your extra deck by sending one tuner and one non-tuner you control, whose levels differ by 1 to the graveyard. So this is very similar to how Dark Synchros worked back in Yu-Gi-Oh! 5E's era, where you have to take the negative levels of your monsters. But basically, for the purposes of this particular deck, you're going to be using a level 7 and a level 8. Because 7 minus 8, negative 1, they differ by 1. The difference is 1, so therefore you can summon this bear using that method. You can only use each of this card named first and second effect once per turn as per every new Yu-Gi-Oh! Card. If this card is special summon, you can activate one Big Dipper directly from your deck. That is the Bearcti field spell, which we'll get into in a second. And then you can also, secondly, tribute one level 7 or higher monster, add to your hand, or special summon one Bearcti monster from your graveyard. So it's pretty neat utility synchro card. So this card, along with 11 other Bearcti cards, are announced to be arriving in the pack Ancient Guardians. And for a TLDR, if you're curious to how this archetype works without actually fully reading each of the cards, this makes it really simple. To summarize, for those of you curious, this deck consists of level 7 non-tuner beasts and level 8 tuner beast warriors. Each main deck monster has the quick effect to special summon themselves during the main phase by tributing another level 7 or higher monster in the hand. Literally all the main monster cards share that same effect. The level 7s, when special summoned, they have their deck searchers, like similar to like Lulu, how they search a monster reincarnation to bring back a Bearcti card from your graveyard to your hand, and one that special summons a different Bearcti card from your hand. The level 8s, however, when they're special summoned, you have to control another Bearcti monster to use their effect, but they do have a back row removal similar to Mystical Space Typhoon, a Book of Moon, and a DD Crow effect. They have 2 level 7 synchros that are summoned similarly to the level 1 synchro bear, which pretty much can only be used or be summoned by using one of the level 1 synchro bears plus another level 8. One is a skill drain for Exceed and Link monsters, and it can search when your opponent special summons a monster for a Bearcti monster, and then the other one can destroy 2 cards on the field on summon and tribute monsters from the hand or field to prevent your monsters from being targeted. And as for the spells, they have the field spell, the Big Dipper. Basically, the biggest part of that field spell is you can steal your opponent's monsters by removing 7 or more counters from it. You just take control of the monster. And they also have a Monster Reborn that's a quick play spell as well. However, it's a hard once per turn. Lastly, they have a Continuous Trap that is a monster reincarnation or let your synchro summon on command just by paying 700 life points. And it also has a really neat effect where if one of your Bearcti synchro monsters is destroyed by battle with an opponent's monster, you can make your opponent shuffle cards from the hand, field, and graveyard back to the deck until they have exactly 7 cards in total, hand, field, and graveyard combined. So you can see it coming up later on in duels, and this could be pretty devastating for an opponent, especially if they have a really good field and they don't want to give up the cards in the graveyard. So feel free to check the description below if you want full details about the cards shown in this archetype. I know it was pretty much a handful, but that's pretty much the best breakdown I have for this particular archetype. Next, we have new Lost Art promos coming February 2021, that's when it starts, which includes Vampire Vamp, VWXYZ Dragon Catapult Cannon, Raging Iria, Celestia, the Light One Angel, Blazing Hita, and a reprint of the famous Dark Magician Girl, made and signed by Kazuki Takahashi himself. This reprint of Dark Magician Girl has caused it to tank a little bit on TCGPlayer. I remember it was around the 60-70 range. Now it's hovering closer to the 45-50 range, but this is understandable. And some of the community aren't too happy with this current Lost Art selection. Twitter user Pokemon Trader Adam says, "It's nice that they're giving Raging Iria and Blazing Hita their OCG artworks, but why? Raging Iria and Blazing Hita are really bad cards, and Shoujo refutes. I mean, so is VWXYZ. These reprints are just for restoring art, not necessarily for quality card reprints. Let me know down in the comments below how you feel about these particular Lost Art promos. Last but not least, we are getting a new Link Light Charmer, which might be the most generic Charmer due to his versatility as a Light type. It's a Link 2 Light Spellcaster Link Effect monster, same stats as the other ones, 1850 attack, the same Link arrows, bottom left and bottom right. And materials are 2 monsters, including 1 light monster, at least. You can only use each of its effects once per turn each. You can target 1 light monster in your opponent's graveyard, special summon it to your zone this card points to. So you can hypothetically take your opponent's Archula Christia, and now it's yours. So, secondly, if this Link Summon card is destroyed by battle or by an opponent's card effect while it's in its owner's monster zone, you can add 1 light monster with 1500 or less defense from the deck to your hand. So it's a light searcher too. It's pretty neat, pretty neat. So could this be another way to out Drytrons? Or will this simply be another card that is overshadowed by other Link monsters? Only time will tell. That is all I have for today. If you enjoyed, make sure to drop a like, comment, subscribe. This has been AkemiTCG News, and I hope you all have a great day.
The world ends now.